by Susan Finch, your host for All Volunteer, All Heart from Binky Patrol. And I am so excited. This is the week of our 30th anniversary. So if you're listening to this the week of June 19th, that is the week. We went national 30 years ago, thanks to one little mention on a show you might remember called the Oprah Winfrey Show. That moment launched us to be in, 48 states rather quickly. So it's been a great ride. I'm wondering, how long have you been involved with Binky Patrol? We'd love to tell your stories. Why did you join? Why did you stay? Here are some recent articles. They're all on our website, but go check them out. You'll see all the headlines up there under articles, including ideas. Every square tells a story, introducing comforting in color, which is a really fun project any of you guys can do with your group, your school, your church, your business, your clients, in your lobby. There's so many ways to implement that fun program. So go to the website, binkypatrol.org, to learn more about that. So on Saturday, whether you're actually active in Binky Patrol or not, we're inviting you to celebrate with us across the country. Gather your friends, grab a stash project, finish a UFO, and send us photos of how you and your family, friends, group celebrated this milestone with us. Some of our memory lane highlights, and I'm sure there'll be more. I know at our chapter, we will be unloading that time capsule from the 90s, which I haven't even opened ever. I have no idea what's in it. But some of the things I wanted to recap and thank people, give a shout out to Isaac Grosso and Joe Turturro for the one and only golf tournament that we had in the beginning. I wanted to thank Bonnie, who is no longer with us, from Wells Fargo in Laguna Beach. She made the whole second floor, 2 big rooms available to us to do community quilting for an entire summer. Everybody could drop in. As long as the bank was open, we could go upstairs and quilt. The Founders Day Parade, Disney's Give a Day, Get a Day, the blue plaid from BB Dakota that you've heard us talk about in some of the other episodes, and that darn uniform fabric from Dennis Uniforms. Also, so many buttons. We were able to make braille binkies for blind children in Orange County. And let's not forget the after Binkathon happy hour debriefs, sewing our fingers while laughing. I wanted to share just the 2 stories about the Disney Give a Day, Get a Day, and the Girl Scouts from our director's episode that you may have missed. But these are 2 quick clips that give the true spirit of Binky Patrol and how we learn to laugh even at ourselves.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Oh, Jean, you missed it. I got to tell you.
Great concept on paper.
Great concept on paper.
But even then, if you look at, not only did we give blankets, but there were families that told me, they had 4 kids. They said we would never be able to go to Disneyland with 4 kids and afford it had we not each earned that free day at Disneyland. Mm-hmm. So to give them a family memory they never would have been able to have on their own was priceless. We got pictures from them at Disneyland, and it was great to see that those were people that I didn't even see because they dropped their blankets on my porch while I was at work, but I'd get home from work and log in that their blankets came in and they got a vacation out of it. So another opportunity to make another connection.
Oh, you're such a Pollyanna, Terry. I had chapters quit because of Disney, because the people were so aggressive.
Yeah.
That would drop off used blankets from Goodwill and say they made them.
Yes. Yeah.
Gosh. We had terrible broken binkies that was like, I'm not going to sit here and fix these. These don't count. We told you how to make them. Mm-hmm. And they would get so angry.
Yeah.
But the reason why we were popular is, and we continue to be one of the few organizations, volunteer organizations, that welcomes children to help.
Yeah.
From as soon as they are allowed to hold a scissor or tie, sit down and can sit long enough. And maybe they sit for 20 minutes, they run around the room and then come back and sit down for 20 minutes. But we're, as far as I know, one of the very few organizations that welcomes kids and they can do something inside rather than picking weeds, painting fences, or whatever. It's an easy thing in all weather they can do.
Well, in that first drop off for Disney, when I don't know why we thought we would put 1,000 down as volunteers. Okay. And the first drop off, I was at work And I thought, these people are never going to show up. They're never going to drop their blankets off. How many people
It's a
sign up and
Disney
they
ticket.
all flake? They're going to flake, right? So my son gets home from school and he says, "Mom, what happened on the front porch? I need." And he sent me. I'll send you the picture. My porch was very, very long, and it was probably 4 feet high, full all the way across to blankets. And so my girlfriend and I, who we set up the opportunities, we said, we need to apply for some vacation. We need to now be home when these blankets are coming. Because it was just shocking how many came in. And thank God in our instructions, we said, put your name in the bag,
Yes,
that you
your contact
volunteered and
info.
your contact information. And luckily they all had names in them to get credit. But I could only imagine what my neighborhood looked like that day with those people just
Oh, I want to see that
driving
photo.
up. I'll
I
send you
want
the
to see
photo.
that photo. We had so
Amazing.
many, and then we had a Binkathon too, and they were still coming in then.
Mhm.
They're
Wow.
making that deadline. We did an MLK event, and it was just piling in, but it was thousands of blankets.
Yeah.
What was the event? You
So
guys have been
Disney
confused.
put out an opportunity to get people to volunteer and make a difference. Give a day, get a day type of thing.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And so if you volunteered, I think it was 25 hours each person, children, everybody, that if you registered them and they did their hours, they would get a ticket.
Okay.
So, having the flat rates for how long it takes to make a blanket, the fleece ones, that's when it started. It's an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And so we had to, right then and there, it's like, nope, that's an hour. But it took me so long. I said, you're lame. I can't help you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just not that hard. 4-year-olds right down there, they'll teach you how.
Mhm.
And so that was chaos. I think it went for 3 months or something.
Yeah. It was yeah.
It was like purgatory. And the blankets would come in, the people would show up and they'd crowd the porch, and you had to set up only certain days or drop-off days, because otherwise they were coming all the time. And
Mhm.
sign my paper. And for us, what was interesting is out of all of those thousands of blankets we got, 10 volunteers stayed, which is an interesting thing too. They got what they wanted,
Yeah.
which to me isn't volunteering.
Yeah.
That's barter.
Yeah.
That's just
Right.
bartering.
Oh yeah. But
That's
there
a
were
good
literally
point.
some ones that I just had to throw away.
Yep. They
Yeah.
were bad.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask about the Island of Misfits. Was it big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
That's what we
animal
encountered
shelters
with-
benefited
Yeah.
during
Yes.
that time.
Yeah. Exactly.
We had
Yep.
to,
That's what
because
we
they were
had.
so bad and people were such liars, and it kind of jaded a lot of our chapters, and they said, I can't do this. This is so terrible.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so it's one of those, you got to think this stuff through. And because none of us are weasels, we don't think like weasels.
Mhm.
Right.
So how do you think they're going to cheat? Why would you cheat? But they did.
Mm-hmm.
But I will admit, my family got to go to Disneyland because of that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We put our hours in, and yes, we did. And the kids did what they did, and they sewed labels on, and they did what they're supposed to do
Yep.
and show up at events. So I'm okay
Yep.
with that. And I
Yep.
appreciate that. But yeah, that was one of those. Karen, let's talk about Girl Scouts. The one year, the one drop-off day, remember?
Oh my gosh.
We had,
Yeah.
was it 1,400 troops?
Oh my
It
gosh.
was, yeah, it was all the troops in Orange County. I don't remember what the number was, but yeah, I had to go to the office to pick up blankets, and I had an SUV at the time. I think it was multiple times where I had to go back and forth and pick up the blankets and then put them in my garage and then, get them distributed. But that was wonderful. And it was just fun to go to the Girl Scout conference and talk to the girls and the troop leaders, and they were so excited. And then from that, a bunch of them contacted me and said, can you come to our troop meetings and speak to the girls? And then we made binkies there. So that was fun. I love doing that.
Oh, I did too. And I have some of those. I'll get contacted by Girl Scouts, former Girl Scouts,
Mhm.
periodically say, I did this for you guys, when I was 12 or 10 or whatever.
Mhm.
And now I'm doing it
Mhm.
with my daughter. Or
Yeah.
doing it with my
Oh, that's
son.
cool.
And that just makes my heart sing. It's like what Jean goes through every day of her life. that full circle of
Right.
volunteerism. And even more so when they have received them for whatever reasons and they want to come back and help.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. And I feel so honored.
And most importantly, those recipients who became makers and started their own chapters. National shout outs include Hoffman California Fabrics, Mr. Ballin Foundation, Ingram Micro, BB Dakota, True Grit, St. John Knits, Walmart, Nike, Delta Dental, AT&T, BMC Software, Wahoo's Fish Taco, OC Register, LA Times, KTLA, and all the media outlets in Connecticut, that's for sure. Intel, Salesforce. We could not continue without all of you. Thank you all for your commitment to our mission and the kids we serve. You can learn more at binkypatrol.org. This isn't a long episode, but it's so exciting. I cannot wait to celebrate with our local chapter here, and I know our directors are also celebrating in their hometowns and states. So thank you again for helping us remind kids that they matter, they're worthy of love, they deserve to be seen, and that somebody truly cares about them. Learn more at binkypatrol.org. Thank you so much.